Thank you. You're welcome. Who else is just joining us? Who hasn't shared? You haven't shared. Were you here yesterday? Okay, great. So what's your name and what did you learn yesterday?
My name is Employability.
Okay.
One of the things I wrote down yesterday was networking.
Okay.
That's made me friends.
Oh, awesome.
I made Sheldon
Okay.
has a similar
Okay.
And I wrote down that I want to learn how to do marketing.
Okay.
Let's how to do
Okay.
it.
Great. Okay. Awesome. So, that's good. So you met few new people. Who met someone yesterday? Someone new. Networked good. Who didn't meet anybody yesterday? They just in their shell. Quiet. I can see them. I think I know them. You don't need to use your plan. But you must meet someone new today. That's the only set of you living in your house. If you are seated at home sending CVs, there's no difference between that and if you are here and you meet someone else, right? Except if you are networking online, which is good. But I always advise, even if you network online, always try to see them physically. Because there's this thing that when you meet someone, you know them. Apart from the fact that you know that they are real and it's the right gender, you're just saying in this world that we are in right now. But you have to be, sure. Meet them in a public place, an eatery, wherever it is, a restaurant, somewhere that is public, or a park, and all of that. Especially when you're connecting with HR people, recruiters, you want to meet with them. Take them out for coffee. Please don't ask to pick their brain or ask them to look at your CV and you're not ready to buy them a cup of coffee or whatever or snack. Always give value back for the value that you're getting. So it's very important. Don't be a parasite or a leech. People will run away from you. And that goes to LinkedIn as well. When you're connecting with people on LinkedIn, make sure that when you're connecting with them, you are requesting for ways you can help them, ways you can volunteer, you can add value. Because if someone is sending, I get it a lot of people sending their CV, check my CV for me, do my CV, you do it for me, I'm just laughing. I'm like, if you look at the workload I have, you won't be telling me to do these things for you. Yes, I can, but prioritization. And then also, what is in it for me? Right? Is it a CSR? Because this program is a CSR. Right? You're not charged for it. So if I'm meant to charge you, charge like 20, 30, 40K for 2 days. Right? But it's a CSR based on Employability Workshop only. So if it's different from that, yeah, that's fine. You can come for the workshop. But then if you are reaching out to organizations, you're reaching out to people, you want to work with the organization, volunteer. And then speak about their interests. Don't make it about you. Don't be selfish. Check their profile out. What have they added on their profile? Okay. Can you write articles for them? Or do you have similar interests? Pick something that will spark a conversation between you and them. So it's not like you're just in to get in and then get out. Because people smell parasites people like miles away. Miles away. So if it's a mouth like give me, help me. So what's in it for the person really? What's in it for the person? Can you write blogs? Can you do some form of skill? They taught us digital marketing yesterday, right? And we already started putting into practice, I hope. If not, when we go back, we can do that. But the essence of learning is for you to take action. If you learn all these things and you go back to square one, well, I'm sorry, I can't do it for you. You have to be accountable for your own success. Okay? Good. So who is just joining us? Welcome. What did you learn yesterday?
I learned about mindset.
Mindset. Okay. Let's take one and share. Okay. Since mindset was really the aha subject of yesterday. Okay, go on. I'm just thinking aloud.
I had a class about career how to develop a career for better and then also class on marketing.
So did you meet all your expectations for everything that you said you wanted to learn yesterday? What we need to do, what we should have on our profile, how to get results. Because a lot of people are doing but they're not getting results. They're just going like in there, well done sir, well done man, wonderful, love it. I'm always laughing when I see products like comments like that. I'm like, guy, are you here for paparazzi? Are you here to get results? So LinkedIn has an opportunity for you to write about yourself, write free articles. Okay. So Okay, you can use another book. Did anybody forget to register yesterday or sign in? I think we all did. We all did. It's okay. So, thank you. So, for people that are on LinkedIn, everybody that is on LinkedIn, what was I saying? Comment. Okay. So it's good to engage, but you need to make sure that you have insightful comments. I use the word insightful because it's not just about dropping a comment. Anybody can drop a comment from anywhere in the world. But does your comment spark thoughts? Does it spark creativity? Does it spark a reply? So if it's all the well done, sir, well done, it's nice, it's cool, but like, what's your goal on LinkedIn? Is it just to go there and hype people? Or is it for you to start connecting with people? Because I look at LinkedIn as your, okay, so if you want to go to Dubai next week, right? What do you need? Minus tickets. If someone buys tickets for you and you don't have something, what's that thing you need? To go to Dubai, right? So if you have passport, then you can get ticket. But if you say you want to travel, the first thing you get is a what? It's a passport. So you need a passport first. Because you are going to Dubai. Anywhere in the world, you need a passport, right? Apart from, of course, Nigerian states and all of that. Even African countries, you need a passport. Even Benin Republic, right? Yeah. So LinkedIn is your passport to the world, to the professional world. It is your passport to the professional world. Yeah, there are other great, amazing sites that you can use, global sites that you can use. But without LinkedIn, it's very difficult for you to get access to some people. 40% of millionaires in the world are on LinkedIn. 40% of the millionaires in the world are on LinkedIn. So I don't know if you have business owners here, but then if you're looking for high network clients, you get them on LinkedIn. You're looking for collaborations, you get them on LinkedIn. Apart from maybe visiting their country, going for their events, connecting with them offline, but online is LinkedIn. And in the next 5 to 10 years, there wouldn't be any need for CVs. I keep on saying this. There won't be any need for CVs because if you go on YouTube and you Google LinkedIn in 10 years, it will blow your mind. Their vision is fierce. They are not here to play. They are not here to play. And they are in every continent. Every continent. So, you need to position yourself properly. Global positioning on LinkedIn. Very important. How about the people that are invited for this session? Do you know I met them on LinkedIn? It's funny, right? And you'll be like, maybe we went to school together. Nah. I met them like 2020. I met them like 2018-ish, 2017-ish. So less than 2 years. I met Mr. Bilola on LinkedIn. Employability from PwC, I met him on LinkedIn. And then when we come in here, former co-founder of ProView, now founder of One Health Africa, I met him on LinkedIn. So it's up to you what you want to achieve, your goal, right? My goal is to connect with people that are doing amazing things in their industry and to project those amazing things that they are doing to help you guys to get to the level that you want to get to. So they are not doing magic and they don't have two heads. And it's also not rocket science. It's just about you knowing what you want and going for it. There's Mr. Yemi Fashewu, I'm sure we know him. There's Mr. Michael, there's Mr. Dora, I have all of them on my WhatsApp. And I met them on LinkedIn. This is to practice all of them. So it's up to you. But the first thing is that you need to be able to give value. Because nobody's going to connect with you if they don't see what you are doing. They don't even know what you are doing. It's just because maybe you just want to contact them, you just stop them. They have enough CVs in their email, believe me. Mrs. Milena was like, I had a session with her like a month ago, December, and she was like, Fumi, you don't know how many CVs I have in my email. Like, I want job, help me, assist me. Okay, she will say send your CV, but for her, it's like she's not able to. Nobody will dash you jobs. But then, if you show the value you can bring to the table, then you can say, okay, here you can add. I have people that came here for Benin to volunteer, and some people in Lagos, they can't make it. Okay, it's fine. But what are you willing to give to get what you really want in life? And it all starts by positioning yourself globally. Because everybody will say, 2020 is your year. Yes, it's your year. But what are you going to do about it to make it your year? If not, it's just going to be like every other year. New decade, new you. What are the changes you are going to do? By coming to this conference or this workshop, that's a good one. What other things are you going to do? Are you going to increase your network of friends? Because the first 5 people that are in your network, those are the kind of people that you're going to pick. Like, so there are the people always complaining about Nigeria, unemployment, and things like that. NEPA, Buhari, hello. What exactly is your goal? So you need to make sure that you are very, 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 very jealous about your network, jealous about the people around you, your environment. Okay? So let's try and see if Mercy, please can you come and help me out? My session is meant to be from 10:10 to 11:10. So we have like 30 minutes to go before the next facilitator comes at 10:10. The next facilitator is going to be on freelancing. How you can start up as a freelancer. So you all have amazing skills and you are waiting for 9 to 5. Right? So these skills you can start any morning using them. Accounting, writing, photography, makeup, hair, whatever, bookkeeping, and there are sites you can do that and they pay you in dollars, not naira. So he's going to be coming to show us those kind of sites and then how we can sign up for those sites. So it's important that we pay attention when we come to guys. So let's open our LinkedIn profile. I don't want us to keep waiting. Time is money. I'll do the best I can. So our profile open. Great. So the first thing when you open your profile is what?
Your name. Your name.
Your name. You don't see your picture.
Okay, your picture.
That's one of the most important things on your profile. Your picture. You need to have a really nice, dashing, professional picture. Everybody's doing this dolly, patrol, challenge, social media challenge, and I'm just laughing. Like I said yesterday, I was just checking people's pictures and I'm like, dude, this is not a LinkedIn profile picture. So people's picture was like this. I'm like, you're not going to get a job with that picture. Except if you're a model, of course, or you're in the media industry. So definitely, you know, you need to show some swag or whatever. But professional 9-to-5 job or freelancing, you need to have a professional picture. So you need to get a professional headshot done. There are photographers around. There's one here, he can give you a professional headshot. All you need to do is wear a shirt, you know, wear a corporate outfit, and then you need a white background. Or you can go to the studio to do it, or you can use your smartphone. Because I get people saying, oh, I need to find time to go to the studio. So okay, don't let me be a body. Use your smartphone. At least your phone can take good pictures. Use a friend's phone. Make a nice picture. Yeah. No, you don't need to wear a suit. You can wear a shirt, a corporate shirt, like what he's wearing. A corporate shirt is fine. You don't need to wear a suit. But if you're like a banker, that's the kind of job you do. You can wear a suit. You understand? But then just dress comfortably but professionally and take a picture. Because that's the first thing people see on your profile. And when you're sending requests to recruiters, HR managers, they don't see a picture. They'll be wondering why you're going, why you're going all FBI, CIA on them. It's like you're a ghost or something. So there's a settings in LinkedIn that you need to make sure that you set it up to your profile picture to be visible to the public. If it's blocked to the public, they won't see your profile picture except after they're connected with you. So it's in settings. I would love to show us that. So let's see how it goes. Then the next thing is your name. Your name should be exactly as it is on your CV. If you are Kola Onilela, make sure your name is Kola Onilela across all social media platforms. So it's easy to find you. Kola Onilela, if you want to put your middle name, that's fine. Also make sure it's on your CV. Because what recruiters do is that they copy your name from your CV and they post it on LinkedIn. So your profile will be the first thing to come up and they can check your profile, right? Then the next thing is your summary. Your summary, you need to make sure that your summary reflects what you are doing, where you've schooled, the value you bring to the table. So don't make it just one line. I am a hardworking individual and leave it there. Or I am seeking for opportunities. Or I am a job seeker. Right? Your headline is important. Your headline is basically what you see. So your headline is like Funala Kende. Your headline is like your job role. Career coach, author, founder, spiritual facilitator. That's your headline. So what are you doing? Are you an accountant? Are you a teacher? Are you a banker? That should be your headline. Even if you are seeking a job opportunity, don't use job seeker as your headline. It is not the value you bring to the table. Your headline is the value you bring to the table. It's what you do. It's how you are able to promote. It's how you are able to work with people. It's how you are able to, bring value back to the table. So if you put job seeker, is that what you are doing currently? Yes, obviously you are seeking job, but then that's not the value you are bringing to the table. If you put looking for opportunities, open to opportunities, you can put that in the summary. After you describe yourself beautifully, you put that in the bottom. But it's very important. It's very important for you to make sure that you don't put job seeker, jobless, searching for job, unemployed. Those titles are not appropriate. They are not appropriate. Okay? Someone came yesterday and they were like, okay, what are you currently doing? She said I'm a job seeker, I'm seeking for a job. So in my mind I'm not like, okay, good. But what are you currently doing while you're seeking for a job? Are you writing articles? Are you doing buying and selling? Are you freelancing? Are you volunteering? So I was going to correct her, but because I didn't want to interrupt the facilitator, so I said, okay, maybe after. But she left early. So, make sure that you're not describing yourself based on your circumstance, because you have a goal. There's someone you want to work. I'm aspiring this, I'm aspiring that. However, I'm currently volunteering at this. My goal is this. So these are the things you put in your summary. Your summary needs to have at least 2 to 3 paragraphs to read. So what you are doing, what you can bring to the table, what you've done. So let me use mine for an example. My name is Fumola Kende. You don't need to put your name, but you can say I am hardworking, I am smart, I am passionate. You can use terms that describes you. Don't just go to Google and just copy phrases. Make sure it describes you. It describes the value you bring to the table. You're a good multitasker. You can manage 2 or 3 projects at the same time, ensuring you deliver on them, right? While also managing a team to assist you. You're a good team player, a good team leader. You understand people, and that is one of your strengths. You are able to present value, right? Presentations, proposals, written documents. You are also a very good collaborator. You work with vendors, you work with members. You are also able to communicate the value you bring to the table. You are able to communicate the project status to stakeholders. That's basically something for a project manager, right? Currently, you are working in ABC Limited, where you manage a team of 5 and deliver on 6 projects. You have soft skills. So mention the soft side of it. So you have soft skills, communication, maybe interpersonal relationship, communication, and all of that. And then who's what you're looking for? You are looking to work in an organization that helps you to bring the skills, the kind of value that you want to the table. And you can be reached with your email address or your phone number. Okay? So it's very important for you to start well and finish well. Then after that, after you've done that, you can send it to people to help you have a review. Why? Because number one, there might be typos. You don't say, okay, I have perfect English, I know how to write, I can do this. There might be typos. So you might not really know, okay, if what I'm writing is the right thing. 2 or 3 people should review it for you. And maybe rework it for you, make it look really good. So when they read, it doesn't really communicate the value you bring to the table. Or there's some things you need to add or remove, right? Then the next thing basically is the sections. So the sections of your profile. You have the job section, you have the education section, you have volunteering section. Can we see that? So you have several sections on your profile. So let's go to our LinkedIn profile and just check. I'm hoping when she comes we can use the laptops, but if not, if we finish early then we can do like a recap where I show you exactly what to do. Okay? So let me just add this. In your summary, also make sure you put keywords of your industry. Project management, time management, people management, scheduling, tax management, right? Can I get an idea of how many of your professions? So what did we study or what are we studying right now? HRM. So that's human resource, recruitment and selections. These are keywords, right? CV selection. What again? payroll. So these are keywords in your industry. These are the kind of jobs you will do if you are in HR. What about you? Admin, a little bit of his, people management, attention to detail, time management. What about you? Okay, same thing. Emotional intelligence, number 1. You should take a course of that. Because you cannot mention your emotion. How manage your emotions, your job is gone. Right? Because customers, naturally, they communicate based on their emotions. I'm not happy about it. Oh, you didn't call me back. Oh, I don't like this order. It's not nice. Let me speak to your boss. So their emotions are always haywire. So you need to make sure your emotions are in check before you can manage their own. So emotional intelligence is a course you should go for. It's quite expensive though. I think the certification is like $350. Or you can go for online courses. There's a free book online, Emotional Intelligence. That book is written by the founder of Emotional Intelligence. It's white and blue. So get the book and read it. Immerse yourself in it. Emotional intelligence, time management, and all of that. Health and safety. So that's basically making sure the environment is clean, is safe. So soft skills, communication, interpersonal, and then your own technical skills as well. And I believe there's a certification in HSE. Yes, I've been on it. What level? Okay, completed it. Okay, so it should be like a HSE assistant right now. Or you're a manager. How many years of experience do you have?
I just
So look for ways you can volunteer. Are you a Christian or Muslim? Okay, so your organization or your Christian organization, they should have a unit for health safety organization, health safety. Yeah, Red Cross. Okay, then in your church as well, you should have a unit for that. Are you a member? Okay, join. Get as much experience as you can and connect with the people there. Okay. Economics. Okay. So basically, knowing the markets, being updated. There are some blogs you can follow. I think there's Nairametrics. Nairametrics you can follow. They send so many things on the economy. Because basically, economics is basically the economy. Economic growth, money, revenue, some form of financial as well. So you need to make sure you know your numbers. So keyword session, financial management, you reading blogs, you developing yourself. Yeah. So what do you want to do? Because economics is a course. You don't know yet, okay, so you need to plan your career, ask yourself some good questions. Volunteer. You find what you want to do eventually. But you need to put yourself out there. Okay? So do an analysis of your skills, your strengths, your weaknesses, opportunities and threats. Do a SWOT on yourself. Okay? What about you?
Economics too.
Economics.
I love data analysis.
You love data analysis, okay, so you're in the right place. So Kwame will be here to take you on that. Right? So is data analytics your career part? Okay, great. So he'll give you more information on that. Data analysis, Microsoft Excel, BI and the likes. Those are the skills you need to make sure that you learn and then use them as keywords in your summary. Okay, and volunteer as well. There are so many companies that do data analysis on LinkedIn and they do workshops, both free and paid. So try and attend a few of them. It's same way.
Customer service.
Customer service, okay. So people management, emotional intelligence, time management, attention to detail, and if you can do a course on anger management online, you can do that as well. Because everybody gets angry at one point in time. You just need to know how to manage. So when you know it's already vexing you, excuse yourself, find a way to, because you know, but you don't listen. So you need to learn how to listen to yourself. Yeah. What about you? Engineering. Is that what you currently do right now? What do you want to do?
Freelance baker.
Freelance baker. You bake cakes. Oh, wow. Okay, is that what you want to do as a career?
I actually want to be a chef.
You want to be a chef. Okay, so what's on your LinkedIn profile now?
Still figuring it.
Okay. Do you have a profile? You have a profile,
Yes, I
right?
do.
Okay, great. So you have so many interests. So I think maybe focus on improving your soft skills, communication, time management, interpersonal skills, teamwork, and all of that. Then when you can complete it. So previously we talked about keywords, making sure the keywords are in your summary so you are easily findable by recruiters when they search for you online. Then also making sure that your work experience is also included in your job section. So don't leave it empty. And when you put your title and the name of the company, make sure you include exactly what you are doing in the company or what you've done. If it's a past work experience, make sure that it's in past tense, right? So probably you will put managed people, developed proposals. So if it's in the past tense, make sure it's in the past tense, right? Don't put managing people while you're not currently working there, because that was what you did and you carry the experience with you and you moved over to another job. So if you're currently working now and you put that job description on your job, you will probably have what you're currently doing now, managing people, developing proposals, writing articles, things like that, managing the books of the company and all of that. So this is my LinkedIn profile. This should be yours as well. If you have it open, this is the homepage. This is what it is. So we talked about the headline, right? We talked about the title, your name. We're going to be talking about the summary.
Let me just
and we're going to take you to the job description. After that, I'll take you to jobs, how you can apply for jobs on LinkedIn. So in the past like 2 years, I've gotten for support jobs. This year I go for like 3 interviews. So they just say call for interview. So I'll go. Why? Because I interview people and make sure that they are up to par. I coach them on interviews as well. So I need to know exactly what's going on. And I'll be found on LinkedIn, right? So there's no rocket science. So I don't want to say, oh, Funmi, because you have a master's, Funmi, because you have a PhD. No, because I joined LinkedIn in 2012, but I didn't really start using it until towards the end of my master's. It was like 2015. And I wasn't even doing anything so much about it. I was just connecting with people, connecting with industry leaders. And then when I got a business development job, I started connecting with top people, CEOs, and all of that, pitching the products and services of the company to them. But first, asking how we can collaborate, requesting for their contacts, and then calling them. So basically, if you are in a business, you're in business development or sales, this might be a good idea for you. But since you are probably looking for a role, you should be pitching from an angle of value, volunteering, what you can do for the company, and so on and so forth. So let me take it briefly to, we'll come back to jobs. So this is profile. So here is basically, because I run my own business, I basically put services and all of that in my summary. So yours will be different because you are a job seeker, right? So if we come here, these are articles. And I told you that LinkedIn has a section for you to write articles. So you say, oh, I cannot buy a domain name, I cannot host a blog, it's so expensive. You can start from LinkedIn. Why? Because when you even start your blog, you still need to share on Facebook, share on WhatsApp, beg your friends, please share it on your status, beg your uncle, please promote it and things like that. But with LinkedIn, you don't need to beg anybody. Just write and share. Connect with people. It will definitely go up, to scale for you. So I have like a few articles that I've written. So this is my experience. So basically, let me go to my former job description. I think that will be better for you. So where I worked, right? What I did. And then you can see the value that I brought to the table as well. I put them in past tense, but I particularly told whoever that is checking my profile out to see. I put numbers. People want to see numbers. So if you're in sales, by how many percent did you increase the revenue of the company? Don't just say increase revenue, increase by 20%. Over what period of time? 2 months, 3 months, 6 months, 5 years, right? So I led 4 people, right? I improved the probability online. I led a team of 6 people to deliver this. I worked in a team delivering this. Do you understand? It needs to be buffered like that because I did way more than this in that period of time. But because, okay, I'm not using it for getting a job, so I just put up, just so you know that that's what I'm able to have for me. Thank you. Next thing is business development. So I did this for a year, and you can see what I did. I have not even really edited this in a long time. Okay, so you can see what I did. So make sure that whatever you are doing currently in the job or what you've done is here. Put the dates as where you want and all of that. Then education, where you study, put your degree, put the year. Why? Because some organizations recruit based on the school you went to. It's not really professional, but that's what they do. So they say they want someone that went to this university. Maybe the founder of the company works in that university, so they want people from this university. So if you don't go to university, they won't know you've gone there, and they won't be able to request for your CV. So they are sure of changing yourself. Then all the certifications, all the trainings that you've done, online, offline, make sure you include it there, both free and paid, right? It doesn't really matter. And then if you are in any kind of groups, like you are a volunteer in your group, in your church, what you do, make sure you put it there as well. So all of your certifications, you've done anything, Google, you've done anything digital, there's Google Skills for Africa, it's free. My last assistant, I made her do it in a month, and she completed it. She even failed in the process. See, you will not die. You will need to complete this course because it's going to add to you, right? So fundamentals of digital marketing, these are like all of the certifications and all of the courses and trainings I've done. So look at it, make sure you improve yourself. They're all free. They're all free. I think just a few I've paid for. I paid for these. I paid for my coaching line. So the majority of them are free, and the other ones are free. Then volunteer. Volunteer for Africa if you want. But make sure you are learning and networking and connecting with people. It's very important. So I volunteered in Ghana, I volunteered Pulse Prize, I volunteered Model, UN, and so many. So it's up to you. Whatever your interest is, make sure that you add it there. As a volunteer, update it. And your skills. Add your skills. So because I love project management, so I love to manage a lot of projects. So a lot of people, and I have results for that. People recommend me on that. So just add all your skills, everything you can do. You can add up to 50 skills. So don't shortchange yourself. There are recommendations. When you work in an organization, maybe your HR, your colleague, ask them to recommend. You've done a good job for someone, you're a freelancer, someone told me he's a freelance cake baker, they can drop recommendations for you, maybe on your IG or your LinkedIn, whatever. Make sure people can make noise about what you're able to deliver, because until people see results, the people really don't believe, right? 2-3 people is not bad, but I always tell you have at least 5 recommendations from your past colleagues, people that worked with you. Don't beg people that you've not worked with, that have not seen like evidence of your handiwork to recommend you, because that would be a lie. Like I'm asking your uncle with another surname to be your reference for a job, right? You don't want to lie. It's 2020. So your courses, your awards, where you worked, and your interests. Do we all know how to add all of this in our LinkedIn? Who doesn't know how to add all of this in the LinkedIn? Please don't be shy. You're here to learn. You don't know how to add it. Okay. So you come here, add section. Okay? 1 minute. Thank you. So add section. Once you come here, you want to add a skill. This add button is what you add. You want to add to your background. You have a new job now. Come here. Right? Add, put in all your information in there. And then after you're done, save. But since I'm not saving, okay, so whatever you want to add. Then we go to jobs, please. Jobs is really important. So, for example, if you come to jobs, let's look for human resource manager. So, see, human resource manager. These are human resource officer, rather, jobs in Nigeria. You can search for any job in the world. So, if you come here, that's a shame we don't have much time. I have too much to show you guys. So, if you come to Dubai, just like the country, Dubai, for people that want to cut out of Nigeria, this is how to do your job. So Dubai, you see jobs in Dubai. There are 2 ways for you to apply. There's easy apply. Easy apply means you apply with your CV directly from LinkedIn. And then the other application is that it takes you to the application site for the company. So let's try this easy apply. If you come here to easy apply now, click on easy apply. I probably will have my CV here, I'm not sure. But you come here, put your email, put your phone number, come to next. Okay, I have a asks you some application question. Yes, I speak English. Yes, I have a PSC and I completed it. I review it. I score the level and I submit my application. It's as easy as that. You also need to make sure that you need to, because LinkedIn doesn't take away the jobs that have expired. So make sure that in this date posted, search by past week. Past month, we give it like 2 months, 2019, April, and all of that, or any time. So make sure you search by past week, right, or past 24 hours. Let me use Nigeria. So that's just to show you that. That's just to show you that there are jobs that you can apply for. So let's say you want to apply for this job now. This space is really important. This skills section, are we together?
Yes.
I can see some people talking. Maybe we should send them out of the class or a chit chat outside. So we have skills section here. The skills section basically, remember when I told you keywords? The keywords are your skills. I don't have fraud investigation as a skill. I don't have fraud prevention. I've never done social sciences, neither have I done prevention. But I have analytical skills on my profile, and I have a bachelor's degree. So you can see it has ticked those 2 for me. So let's say I want to apply for this job. If I go to my profile, I can remove like 2 skills. I will now replace it with fraud investigation, fraud prevention, and this. It will now tick blue for me. But when they check my CV, I don't have. Do you understand? So yes, you can get into the first stage, but get into the second stage where they check maybe you are able to perform the job. Evidence of me doing fraud investigation is not there. Do you understand? So make sure that whatever you can do, you put it on your CV. So I think I should do business development. I think I might have more skills for this. Yes. So you can see now, I'm 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 5 over 6. If I apply for this job, at least there's a 5 over 10 chance of me being called. Why I say 5 over 10 is that when you see, can you tell me people have applied? So you can see how many people I'm against. And what's this? What's this? Huh? So you can see how many people you're against for just one job. So if you're an HR manager, are you going to go through 2,000 applications? How many do you think you can do? 100. You're nice. Who else? 50. Who's your turn? You're wicked. So you can see who you're against. You see 2,000. You can see who you're against in a company. I'm trying to go over. So see how many people have viewed it. How many people have applied. So if I want to apply to this job now, I know that my CV needs to be buff. I need to call the company, I'll Google the company and call them and say, I have sent my CV. In fact, I will pitch myself on the phone. If possible, I can go there and drop my CV if I really want this job. Do you understand me? Because for you to get past 2,000 people, you need to do something extraordinary. Please. I'm sorry. I don't know if knowing someone there can work, but if you can, why not? I'll start a conversation with the person that posted the job, pitch yourself, and all of that. And it works. Because I did a post on my LinkedIn like last week and I asked people how they got their job, and like 5 of them that said they got their job, they said they dropped their CVs physically in the organizations. And they got jobs. They dropped their CVs until you are mad. But then they say let's go and hang out and shop, right? But then you can carry your body and go. Right? It's the same money you used to go and hang out. But which one is more important to your destiny? So you need to make sure you can think outside the box when you're looking for a job. Don't do the same thing everybody is doing. Be unconventional. Yeah, not compromising on your values or your standards. Okay? So I think I'm done for now. Those are the most important. Here, you start getting results with a goal in mind to add value. Okay? So thank you very much. We need to welcome our next facilitator. One Kiosk Africa, where they focus on inspiring the team towards achieving a sustainable e-commerce model for Africa. He holds a bachelor's degree in accounting from Bowen University and a postgraduate diploma in entrepreneurship from the Lagos Business School. He is driven by his commitment to the Sustainable Development Goals 2020. He has shown a high level of commitment in driving positive change. He is a fellow of the Royal Society of Arts UK, a member of the Nigerian Institute of Management, a member of the Institute of Management Consultants, and he fully participates voluntarily in facilitating courses of innovation and creativity for Stretch graduates in partnership with the Knowledge Exchange Center, a Nigerian non-profit organization. His profile is very long, so let me just cut it short. He's also a mentor of the Tony Lulu Foundation, where he supports various emerging entrepreneurs across Africa. I welcome Mr. Adeshino Adebumi, and I met him on LinkedIn. Yeah, he's been amazing on LinkedIn. So thank you very much. So I give the floor to you.
Okay. Morning, everyone. How many of us are excited so far from what we learned between yesterday and today? Or who was not here yesterday? Anyone? Who got fired up? Are you fired up?
Yes.
Alright. So basically I was talking about how to start off as a freelancer, but can you hear me?
Yes.
Alright. So I'm supposed to be talking about how to start off as a freelancer, but before you can ever be a freelancer, you have to be an entrepreneur. You have to be able to see value. So I think I'll focus a bit, the better part on helping you to discover yourself and helping you to actually see value where other people see challenges, before we then focus on various avenues that you can then use your skill and the opportunities you have discovered to actually sell value and also earn. That is good. Okay. I've not used it before. Alright. So, what are your dreams for the future? You don't have to answer, just you can write it down. As we proceed, you'll be able to actually conceptualize this. So we're going to play a one-word game. Alright. So somebody has to help me with this. What do you see? Huh? Crowd. Anybody that sees something different?
Money.
Money. Whenever I enter I go, this is what I see. Money.
Because they're all transacting.
What do you see? Competition. Okay. Who else? What do you see? Ineffective.
Oh my gosh. That was the scholar.
Alright. Opportunity. I like that. Transactions. Okay. So I like money, I like opportunities. That ineffective transport system, I would have loved it to be coined. I still like it, but to be coined another way. What about this? What do you see? Anybody want to try? Anybody want to try? Innovation. You see innovation. Okay. Who else? You see? Crude creativity. Alright.
Fit farm.
Fit
farm.
Wow. Alright. Don't worry. I'm sure by the time we're done with the one word game, we'll go back to the game. So what about this?
I still love. Yeah.
What do you see?
Survivor.
Helping the helpless.
Who is helpless?
Survivor. Alright.
Uh,
You want to tell us what you see?
Infrastructure.
Infrastructure. Alright. Poor environmental planning. Alright. What about this? Frustration. Okay. What again? No fuel. Yeah. All right. What about this? You know, I'm very happy to show you guys. These are things that we see every day, all around us. So what do you see?
Wahala.
Struggle.
Poor maintenance culture. All right.
Struggle continues.
Huh? The struggle continues. All right.
Pollution.
Huh?
Pollution.
Who else want to, you know?
Environment.
Mismanagement. All right. What about this? Since 1983. Huh? Okay. Was he running on jail, right?
Yes.
Huh? All right. What about this? Frustration, right?
Yes.
Okay. Who else want to try? Huh? Sorry?
Yes.
What did you say?
Pray.
Pray.
There is no father.
All right. So this is where.
This one
Sorry?
has given up already, sir.
Eh?
Oh, okay. Okay, can you show us? All right.
Having quiet time.
Quiet time.
Yes.
I love the mixed answer that I'm getting. Okay.
He wants to bring out his father.
All right. So, all right. Okay, so I'm going to burst the bubble. It begins with how you see it. So let's run back. Let's go back. For me, I see money. I see opportunities. I see money. I see opportunities. For somebody to overload this car, it means that there are people who are going to buy it. And for people to overload this, and I can see this already yellow, it means that some of these goods are going to get spoiled. And somebody must find a way, you know, to preserve it, to make it better. For this, I see creativity, that someone can, you know, start maybe a shipping line or something, you know, or find a way to, like, you know, make this process more easier and then people get paid. Because obviously this guy is not doing it for free.
Yes.
Or maybe you just rent the goods. You know, when you just go and position yourself in Lekki, whenever there's rain, you know, just have rented goods that people just wear and just pass with ease and then pay. No, they just pay 100 naira or they pay 200. Huh? With life jacket. Alright.
The singlet is the life jacket.
With this, I see underutilized people that you can actually, you know, find a way to like manage more effectively so that they do not have to, you know, stay idle for the better point of time. So I can approach this village station and tell them that, oh, I'm a freelancer. Let me freelance for you and help get your guys more efficient, well trained, or perhaps, you know, even find a way to drive more people into your filling station, into your gas station, that people can then, you know, come regularly again and again, like a loyalty program that makes them keep coming, and then these guys don't stay idle. Because whether or not they stay idle, you are still going to pay them at the end of the month. So I see opportunity. But some, you know, yeah. For this, I see gaps in the transport system, and the truth is that even up to date with all the BRT, a lot of people still have to queue. So why don't we see opportunities, you know, for other investors to come in, you and bring in. But so me as a freelancer, I can try to see if I can get that in, or maybe I put more vehicles on the road.
Nigerian mentality is poor maintenance culture. MOT, you can get everything without taking your car to the That's why these cars break down. They don't break down at all. So the
Alright.
Are you ready to learn on your experience?
So, don't worry. I'm just running through. Don't worry. You understand better as we go. But keep your mind open.
Yeah.
Keep your mind open. That's the stuff. Now, for this, I've seen a lot of people who have made millions, who have gotten global opportunities just because they decided not to see this as a problem, but have decided to find a way to actually refine some of these refuse dumps and the rest. Like I know of somebody, Mandela Washington Fellow. She went last year, all because she does recycling. But she started out by seeing this not as a problem, but as an opportunity that she can actually contribute towards the climate change. So as a freelancer or anybody, you can actually just sit down and ask yourself, what can I do? Or as a freelancer, you do not have a job. I'm sure there are some communities that you can actually go to and help them take. You don't have to be the one to do it. You just mobilize all those abokis, have them, within your stuff, and then you sign the contract because obviously you're educated and all that, to some degrees. You go to them, those communities or estate and tell them that, oh, how do you manage your refuse? Let me come and then take charge of this, and if you can grab one estate or you can grab one community or even just one locality, maybe about 10 individuals or 20 individuals who are paying you maybe 300 per week, that's something. And then maybe you pay this guy maybe just $100. Just imagine the volume as it grows. Despite the life challenges, we've seen a lot of people who have been innovative to see how they can use solar, they can use inverter and all that. You could also think outside the box and see, okay, how better can we conserve some of these things? Is it possible for me to collaborate or even just send a message to maybe a company? Because most of the time, all of us are always online. But you see a lot of people, you see a lot of things, but nothing stops you from saying, I want to research about how people conserve light abroad, and see how I can connect with them and tell them that, see, I'm a freelancer. I can connect you to Nigerian market. We have over 200 million people or XYZ million people that I can facilitate that flow for you. Does it work? So, for me, it's all about opportunities. For this, you guys frustrated. But as a freelancer, you can actually decide and say, oh, maybe perhaps he doesn't have a house. What if I look for people who are willing to build houses and people who are, or I even just rent maybe a small space and then 5 people are willing to stay with me and they pay. Maybe just nothing compared to the huge amount they'll pay if they have to pay for so shared spaces. Huh? It exists, yes, but you can also do it because it's not enough. That's why this guy is sleeping,
On the same edge.
Huh?
TSS will go to your house and say one of you
So that's why you need to do it properly. And life is a risk. And as a freelancer, you need to put yourself out there. You need that confidence, you need that boldness to always put yourself out there. Okay? Alright, so like I said, it begins with how you see it. These great men here, saw differently. Went against the odds and decided to make impact within their communities. What I'm here to do is to actually stir each and every one of us up, to be able to, cut a way forward to make an impact in our society, starting from Nigeria, starting from Lagos. You need to see things differently. When other people are complaining, you need to be able to see the opportunity that lies in that challenge. Whenever I travel to Ilorin, Kwara State, I'm always complaining because I'm like, oh, there's always traffic this festive period, and I'm like, okay, what can we do differently, to Is it that they don't have proper planning? Is it that this? So I asked myself, okay, why not collaborate? Is it that maybe you need more vehicles, or maybe you need to reduce the vehicles or something? And up till now, I'm still trying to find a way to like, because I've seen the opportunity. The opportunity is there to like try to decentralize, you know, the traffic and all that happens every festive period. Every festive period. It's already Japan. So you need to be able to see opportunity, just like these other guys saw opportunities. So are we seeing opportunities now? Yeah. All right. So your limits and your mind. Everything starts from your mind. So let's ask ourselves a quick question. How do you make your first million? You save 3,000 every day. All right. Okay, let me just do a random check. What annoys you every day?
I don't have one.
You don't have?
I don't have one.
Okay. Apart from that, something practical, you know, that happens, you know, all around you. Lagos traffic.
Yes.
Okay. What other thing? I just need 3. What other thing? Electricity. Okay. One more. You are not holding the government accountable. Q. Okay. So transport, pollution, light, you know, like that. Okay. So what can you do differently? Everybody answered will be the one to help us. You need to crack your head and see the answer. So what can you do differently?
Actually, what I can see, probably doing concern that skills, that's probably providing, because some people looking, and especially when I want to board the bus, looking at like probably getting an venue whereby people can sit, probably for instance in the bank, probably in the bank, receipt, or probably in the ATM, all this will be seized accordingly, so they can sit, they can get a place whereby they can sit, and accordingly just instead of staying in the sun.
That's fantastic. But what if you decide to say you want to walk up to the Ministry of Transport and tell them that, oh, this is what I'm proposing. Why don't we, the same way they automated that everybody that's passing through Lekki toll gate must have a e-tag or something, you know, so that there's a free flow of that. I'm sure it's somebody that thought about it. Somebody went to the government and told them, let's do this to reduce the queue. Why don't we, you know, make everybody that wants to take me out to have a card? It's a must. But also make sure that the process of getting that card is seamless. So people are now encouraged, they know that they can just take their card, you know, just like their ATM cards, and just swap and just move in and the rest. How about that? It makes that easy.
Yes.
Or even mandate the dampo, because when there is a will, there is a way. Mandate all the dampos to have card, or start with a niche, you know, work with some few dampo people, you know, and then have something that they can just carry, and then something cardless or something like that, you know, that can work. You can start it from a small, you know, niche and then grow it from there. And you will just be surprised that it can work. You talked about traffic to city transport related. Issue of lights. I'm sure we can work around that, you know, with generators, inverters, solar, and all that. Okay. No problem, it's fine. It makes the class fun.
I am a government officer.
Yeah, what?
I am a government, I'm a federal government officer.
For you to be able to succeed, either as a freelancer or as a person or anywhere you find yourself, you need to be able to have a strong will. A strong will that deters the status quo. Normally, I could have just kept quiet and just let it go, but I tried twice, and I'm still not giving up, because I believe I'm still going to go and represent my brand. But I've also made a backup, so that in case I've already assigned somebody from South Africa to go and represent us already. Meaning that the brand will still be represented in the US because he already has a visa already. I hope you understand. I'm sharing this personal stuff so that you can know that you can actually, stand out. You want to say something? So let's run through how we can make maybe our first millions and all that. It begins with value. Money flows in the direction of value. It might not come, in the flash of a light, but gradually, you attract money. Because the truth is this: why do you give a downfall driver money? It's because it's offering you value. Why do you give an Uber rider money? Because it's offering you value. Why do you pay for whole ride and all that? It's because they are offering you value. They are helping you to get there faster, and then you are paying more for that value. So it all begins with value. So if you want to achieve this, you need to be able to think about value. What value can you give? And I have this rule: every money that goes out of my pocket that I'm paying for value, I need to be able to ask, who is paying me for that money that is going out of my pocket? Who is paying me? Like, who pays for your airtime? Are you just calling everybody and just happy? Who pays for that? Or what portion of money that you get is actually paying for that? Are we together?
Yes.
It has to begin with value. You need to think value, and it starts with ideas. When you have the idea, then you have to map out ways to get it to the right people. And that is where the issue of packaging relevant proposals. Nothing stops you from chunking out at least 10 proposals to different people every day. So we have platforms like Fiverr, you have platforms like Provi, you have platforms like Epico, you have platforms, do you want to write Epico, Provi, Fiverr, Upwork, GNG, a lot of them like that. So GNG, Fiverr, Provi, Upwork, and a whole lot of them. So if you Google freelance sites, you see a lot of them that you can earn. You just need to now find out, okay, which one. But I can tell you that for you to be able to get a job maybe on Provi, or maybe on Fiverr, or maybe on Upwork, you might have submitted at least a minimum of 100 proposals daily. Yeah. Just the same way they say that looking for a job is a job.
Yeah, it's a job.
You need to stick, to your system or stick to your phone and take it as a job and time yourself that, from this time to this time, I'm going to focus, I'm going to search for the jobs and apply. I see a lot of people sending these CVs and they just send in their CV without even, I'm sure somebody would have talked about that. You don't even put any, no, nothing, just forward it. Maybe even with the one you sent to somebody else, you just put their email, just forward it.
To me, applying for a job and copy other companies that you're sending the CV to.
I can tell you that people won't open that stuff because they don't have time. In fact, my guys are currently recruiting for some stocks in Ogwan, just a stone throw from here. And I can tell you that the way they screened, because they got over like 1,000 stuff in less than 24 hours. For just, the way they screened is just to look. Did the person put any body, any mail, any short note in the body of the mail? If you don't put, they just screen you out. The next thing they used to screen, did you put any subjects? Before they're not even looking at your CV yet. I don't know. So the same goes to freelancing. You need to be able to package up, proposals, be very detailed about it, and be very, very, specific in what you seek to achieve. So if you are sending a proposal to the office of the commissioner or anywhere you are, or maybe a business that you want to freelance for as a digital marketer, or maybe you are on LinkedIn and you saw somebody opens a business and you feel like, oh, I have digital marketing skills, I want to meet this person, you need to be able to be specific. You need to be able to be very detailed in the way you package up your proposals, either through words or maybe a document, something that can actually make them to want to engage further with you. Are we together?
Yes.
I heard somebody is into cake here. You want to be able to, you want to be able to capture maybe corporate guys, or you want to be able to capture some companies so that you be the one doing their happy birthday cakes for all their staff or something. You need to be able to find something that captures them to even listen to you. So think creatively, think new ideas, package relevant proposals, and shoot it up. There's a principle that talks about where you will be in the next 5 years depends on the books you read and the people you know. Who agrees with me? Where you will be in the next 5 years depends on the books you read and the people you know. So we need to keep developing ourselves, reading every day, getting better. The truth is this, I don't know it all. Just if I, what's the name? Zena. Can you see your back? Can you see my back?
Yeah.
But I can't see my back unless I turn.
When you turn, you won't see.
Huh?
When you
Oh, when I turn, I don't also see my back, yeah? So I need you to be able to see my back, and you need me to be able to see your back. But the way you can actually, dip into some secrets is to actually get people's views through the books they write. So you can pick up Fumi's book, you can engage with her, read Jonas, subscribe to some of these things. Some of these things are free. Harvard Business Review, some of them are free. Forbes, Medium. Just subscribe to some particular stuff that just gives you refresh. So as new things are happening, you can even subscribe to even Google Alerts. For me, anything about the e-commerce space, maybe because I'm playing there, every day I get it. And I must take time to look at it and be sure that somebody is not outsmarting me in my competition. So you need to be one step ahead. You need to keep reading. So whatsoever field you decide, whether it's digital marketing, whether it's graphics, whether it's anything, you need to be on top of your game by making sure that you constantly update yourself with what is obtainable, what is acceptable within that space. Cake, for example, a lot of people now are now going to sculpturing or something like that. Am I right? You need to be able to say, okay, what do I need? You might not have the money now, but what do I need to do to get this money, and then plan for it to be able to acquire this skill or something, so that way I can even showcase it on social media. But you need to be strategic. What time do people need to have all this information, and then put it out there, spend a bit of little change, maybe 1,000, boost it or something, or put it through Ads Manager, and then see the results. Or even offer free trainings just to attract a lot of people, and then from there, they take it from there. All right, think opportunities. Just the same way we're seeing a lot of pictures and everybody was talking about the problem and some of the opportunities, you need to always see opportunities. Every time I go on social media, what I see is opportunities. I see opportunities for people who are looking for designer wares. I see opportunities for people who are looking for easy way to get their things done. I see opportunities, even when I engage with people's status on my WhatsApp. So somebody recently kept a picture of a piggy box for children, on their status. I was like, oh, how much is that? Now I'm not thinking about it for just me. I'm thinking about if I can sell 1,000 pieces of this device, I've made money. Maybe 1 million naira. If I get 1,000 naira and I sell it for, 1,000 naira profit, and I'm able to sell 1,000 pieces, I've made 1 million naira. So when you walk around, when you move around, you need to be able to see opportunities that lies around you. Everybody is your potential customer. Every person sitting to you, so you need to value people. When you think opportunities, then you value people. Are we together? There's this saying, you are dressed by the way you dress. The truth is that nobody cares about how much you know most times. They kind of size you up, even with the way they see you. So you need to dress well. You need to, your picture that you are using on LinkedIn has to be something that, it can be corporate casual, but it has to be something, that they can, not you are going and you are using one picture in one very dirty place or something like that. I've seen people evolve over time, Even myself, I've changed pictures. The picture I started out with on LinkedIn is not what I'm currently using. Just keep evolving. And the truth is this, package yourself. Let me use that word, package yourself well. And put yourself out there. And the best time to start is now. There's no better time. Welcome, Okwe. At least myself and him, we have engaged before. I know how he has put himself out there. He's going to be sharing a lot of amazing stuff with you guys. You need to put yourself out there. And you need to package yourself. Be confident, professional, and attract other professionals. Now, just to do a bit of reverse, you need to know who you are talking to. So you go on LinkedIn, you want to talk to an HR, you need to at least even assess what does the person like. Or maybe a CEO, what does the person like? What are the kind of posts the person has been chunking or maybe has been liking? You want to tag somebody, you just go and tag the person without even knowing whether the person is even like emotionally inclined to, the things you want to, you need to be able to know, okay, what does the person like? Same goes to even your potential customers as a freelancer. What does the person like? Where does the person go to? Where can I meet with the person? So there are events, there are some kind of events, that you can meet top CEOs. And even position, they'll first welcome you, and then that way you can then grow relationships. I think even at some point, of course you send some stuff for free, to us, yeah. So please, let's just have that. Have a plan. Weekly, daily, monthly, quarterly. If you do not have a plan, you are just going to move with the wind. But with a concrete plan, you're able to say, okay, by this time I should have achieved X, Y, Z. By this time, you should have achieved X, Y, Z. So if I ask you now, what's your plan for today? I'm sure most of us don't have a plan for today. It's just maybe just come and attend and that's all. How many of us have a plan for today? We do?
Yes.
Okay, I'm not going to tell us to share. So every daily plan has to be linked to a weekly goal, and every weekly plan has to be linked to a monthly goal. Why I'm also stressing this is that the truth is that you can start out as a freelancer and end up being absorbed into a company. Are we together?
Yes.
So you need to be able to tie your goals, to the overall organizational goals, to help them move forward. Because when they see the value that you bring, they'll be very much interested in having you on board. So you need to be able to tie each of your daily goals and tasks and plans, to the overall stuff. You need to equip yourself. For me, I think the easiest way to get some of the big Ds is to even have a company for yourself. You can start with just a business name. You don't have to register a limited liability company, because it's easier when you meet some big guys and they ask you, okay, what company do you represent? Or send me your account number. I've seen a lot of that. You now say send me your account number, they now send their personal account. I can tell you that there are some people who will not deal with you based on personal accounts. They need to. In fact, there was some time when I was leading the probate team, we wanted to actually how many minutes more do I have?
Messi.
How many more minutes? Huh? 10.
19.
Okay, alright, so I still have that. So, we wanted to sponsor a program, they say they're an NGO, I think empowering women in tech and all that. And at the end of the day, we said, okay, no problem, we'll give you 100,000. And then they set a personal account. You can't pay him money into a personal account, it won't work. So even if it's just to have a business name, it's very cheap, you can do it by yourself. And if you don't know how to do it, you can, ask questions and, pay somebody to do it for you. The guy doing cake, hope you are not using your personal account. Thank you. So equip yourself, maybe have a company profile that you can share with people, have a personal profile that you can share with people, maybe complimentary cards, even though people don't do much of that, but have something that you share and people could easily look back and trace back to you. Now this is the secret of the Jews. You need to be able to follow through. There are some people that when you engage the first time, maybe due to their busy schedule, they won't remember you. Even to get me to even plan for this program, I know how many follow-ups that I'm sure even they followed up a lot with you. So you need to follow up. And even up to now, I think we'll be still on my case for something.
Yes, I'm still following up.
Still following up. Alright. Don't ask.
Yeah. So my question is, how do you know, because there's a line between being aggressive and bugging someone. So how do you know that? Because some people would see it, of course everything depends on how people see it. But some people would see it as, okay, you are looking like you're desperate. So
okay, that's true. So sometimes you don't have to follow up every day. You can give them on your calendar, okay, I followed up on Tuesday, by next week Monday they're going to hear from me again, by Monday, Friday, or something like that. Especially if it's via mail. But I can tell you that this thing works. Whether or not they are even deleting your mail, it's registering in their head. Why do you think Coca-Cola, MTN still do advert?
And let me just add to that, a good idea might be for you to ask them, when is the next time for me to call you? Or if they say, okay, let's talk about this later, I'm not ready now. It's okay, is Friday a good time? Is next week Thursday a good time? They will say, okay, yes, next week Thursday 14th is okay. Fine, alright.
So just like Fumi said, get formal confirmation, clarify when is the best time, when can I follow up again, and then lastly, from your satisfied customers, clients, get people to refer you. For me personally, I think this has worked a lot for Fumi, and I think it has worked for every one of us. Get people who have enjoyed your service to actually give you referrals. Even if it's just, people that might want to bake cake in the future. People that, something, just let them share those details, and then it's easier for you to tell B that you got their number from A, and A suggested that they might need cake. And because B knows A, it's easy for him to believe that if A can refer you, they can actually do business with you. And that's why you must make sure that even that A actually enjoyed good experience in that sense, good sense. Okay, so for the freelancing and all that, you might want to find a way to save their details, maybe through Google Forms. Nobody does files like that again, but find a way to have details of your clients, and then let's say for example you are doing digital marketing for somebody. You did it in November for the person, maybe the person was looking at Black Friday and all that, and then you don't even have record. You won't know that, okay, this is the specific month. You need to be able to go back again and follow up with the person. So if now I know that it's November, every November that I do a service, or I render a service for a particular client, I can go back again maybe sometime around July to remind the client that, it's almost November, would you like me to do this again for you? That way you're able to build your client base across different months, across different weeks and all that, which gives you repeated businesses. I hope that works. Alright. So build systems. It keeps going over and over again this round. Start all over again. Keep seeing opportunities. Keep, planning well, being professional, and again, how do you make your first 1 million? I hope with everything I've said, somehow some people already know how to make. The first question was, how do you make your first million? Now, how do you make your first 1 million? Because you need to break it down. What do you need to sell? What do you need to do? What service do you need to offer to actually make your first 1 million? Money is all around you. It all starts from the mind. Everything starts from the mind. If you believe you can succeed, you are correct. If you think you cannot succeed, you are also correct. Do you believe you can succeed? What's the name? Anna. Do you believe you can succeed?
Yes.
Do you believe? Yeah?
Yes, I can succeed and I will succeed.
And then there's this part to making your subconscious mind really believe it, saying it over and over and over again. I can tell you that if you can say that maybe 100 times a day, your subconscious mind will just believe that you're already successful. And then you just keep attracting success all around you. The same way that I believe that I'm going for what I'm going for. In fact, don't worry, don't let me share too much. Alright. So thank you very much for your time. Any questions?
Because when you were talking, you talked about finding out what some of these CEOs want. For those that are not easily accessible, how do you go about it?
Okay, so I don't think there's anybody that is not easily accessible. Even Dangote. Let me then share a story with you. So I have somebody that I know directly who wanted a contract from a top CEO. And every now and then that he goes to the office, they always tell him that the guy is not available. Obviously, you can't see him without an appointment. So he decided to go on social media and just try and track his activities. And then he found out that his daughter or his son, one of them, was getting married in Abuja. Well, this is radical. You don't have to necessarily go to the extreme, but maybe perhaps this will put a bit of light into your question in terms of providing answer. So he found out about the wedding. He booked a flight, went to Abuja, booked a ride, booked a police guy as an escort, and then immediately got to the wedding. Obviously there will be security protocols. You can't just go and meet the guy. There will be security, but because he already had a protocol security guy, he just went in like this and just went straight to the guy and presented the guy with a gift, and then took picture with his own protocol police guy, in that sense, with the man, and just say, I can't really stay so long, I should give you this gift. You understand? And then left, came back to Lagos. So the following week, obviously he knew the man was back. He just went and he showed the picture to the people at the gate and said, see, I was with him. And obviously they could see all those paparazzi. You understand? So he told them that I've come to see him and also to give him a copy of the picture. You understand? And then he entered and the man was like, I don't know you. Who are you? And he said, well, I had to do XXX so that I can get in touch with you. And then the man gave him the contract. Millions of, yeah. But that's radical. You don't have to go radical. There are a lot of events, programs. Like now you have Business Day. Business Day is doing economic outlook review. I think that will be next week, Tuesday, at a hotel. You can just go and sit down. Nothing stops you from going to go and sit down in 4 Point and just sit down. Package yourself, carry your system and look good. Nobody will tell you to, even don't buy anything, just sit down there. So they come to meet you, say you are waiting for somebody. You just talk cool, talk nice. You'll be seeing a lot of all those big CEOs passing. 4 Point, Intercontinental, all those stuff, you see them. Especially in the evening. For the ladies, you might not be able to do too much of that, but for the guys, nothing stops you. Yes, you buy maybe one 7-Up stuff, I think it's not so expensive. Just pour it in a cup and just sit down. Just be sipping it bit by bit. Huh? You'll be surprised your $10 will just pass. You just go and meet him. You just, hello sir, you know this is this. And then this when they see you in that kind of environment, you just believe that you are rich. That's where packaging, being professional and all this stuff comes. So I don't think there's any CEO that is not accessible. You just need to find out where do they go to. A lot of sales and BD guys have to register in the Koyi Club just because they know that that is where those guys go to play golf. Some have to go to basketball courts and register so that they can just meet some of these big guys. I don't think there's anybody that is not. How much more us will be saying I imagine CEO will still emerge. We are very reachable in that sense. Social media has made it very, you can track them. If you have plenty money, you see that Odebumelu is going for maybe a United Nations program. You say go for the program. But in fact, the first time I met with Madam Ufu.
KYP and KYC. What's the meaning? Okay.
So I think my time is almost up. Okay, so know your customer, know your professionals, know all the guys, your potential clients, whoever you are meeting, so you can interchange the name. You can find out about them, know who they have.
Talk about posting of your pictures and everything. There are a whole lot of things. There's a lot of things that is happening.
What kind of things do they like?
Your phone, your internet now becomes the power. So that means you can actually do a whole lot of things with the power of technology. And as technology is advancing, it brings about an exponential increase in what? In data availability. Now, Facebook did a challenge, 10 years challenge. How many of you participated in that challenge? Me, today, me, 10. I know a lot of people. But now, as a data guy, as somebody who understands the power of data, I didn't participate because I know it isn't as much as it could be used for good. At least take an instance if a family loses their child when the baby was young. They can use that such image recognition to know what the child will look like 20 years to come, using everybody's data. At least they will have processed the whole world data. They had a lot of data that period. People were posting me now, me 10 years ago, and that's one thing. Talk about image recognition, speech recognition. So as technology advances, so the more you have all these technologies, the more those things keep erupting. Talk about smartphones, talk about IoT. Now you're talking about smart house, self-driving cars. Those things are there. Smart, you want to know about smart house, you can control your house with just your phone, IoT. So that means I can say, okay, I want to switch off my microwave at home. Or you just use your phone. So as those things keep erupting, there's going to be an advancement in what? Data availability, because you use internet, and internet drives with what? The data. You understand? Then the next thing is, as technology advances, there's going to be a disruption in what? In business across board. Trust me. And that's why business will be driven by customers. They want what customer wants. Now, an instance is this. You would rather prefer to sit in your house, order the food you want, and get it delivered to you, than you walking out to go and make ShopRite. Yes or no? Yes. Why? Comfortability. You want to be comfortable. You just want things at your beck on. And that's what technology will give to you. And that's why Jumia Food, all those restaurants prefer to just be on Jumia Food. You log in your details with just a press. The food get delivered to you. And that's why customer is now the center point of every business. And that's why if you want to do an advert, you don't just do an advert. You have your search engine optimization. Digital marketer will help you know how to target your audience well. You don't do any advert because you want to do it. You don't just invest in advert because you want to do it. But now your advert is now targeted to your customers. And that's what data analytics is doing. Do you understand? So that means as technology is advancing, there's also an advancement. There's a lot of disruption across board. It's across the whole business. And what does that imply? Competitors are faster and nimbler than before. Now what does that mean? Every business now wants to make decisions very fast because they know their competitors are not joking. And that's why you see big organizations buy smaller organizations. They acquire small organizations. Google acquired Fitbit. We all know that last year in November for a sum of $2.1 billion. You know what that means? Why would Google want to acquire such? Why? Because Bit is an health tracking. We all know Fitbit for health tracking. So they know that the whole world is driving, technology is driving towards micro. So that means my phone, remember how your phone looked like 10 years ago? Now they are getting smaller, smaller. So that means with just my wristwatch, Google is going to, they're already thinking to the future that with just your wristwatch, you can actually do everything you want to do. And that's why computers are not getting faster. So top organizations acquire small organizations because they don't have the time to say they want to invent. So once they see startups that have ideas for the future, they buy them over because they want to be top notch. They want to be at the spot of the moment of making quick decisions. And that's what the power of information technology is doing. And definitely supply chain is getting more complex. Yes, at least I have a bit of background with me there and the supply chain. It could be very, very robust where you have to, first of all, you want to get something, you talk about the procurement, talk about the finance, before the whole thing, logistics, before you get back. But now, all of those things have been breached. With just your Jumia phone, with just your phone, you contact Jumia food, the food gets to you. The whole supply chain now gets very difficult to even track. Do you understand? That's how technology is driving a lot of things. Do you understand? Any question? I'll still give info. So, these two reasons are actually why there's so much noise about data analytics. And as all of these keep erupting, there'll be room for data. This year, I think last year, Facebook also talked about Calibra. We all know about Libra currency, where a lot of organizations are all saying they're supporting it, PayCard and likes. So actually, as those things keep erupting, there will be disruption in every industry. And that's why the future now, the owners of power will actually be those that can actually maximize the power of data. And that's why I say the organizations that are ruling now are actually those that are using data. Facebook, Google, Amazon, Netflix. They are the one maximizing those because they have that data. You know how many of your data that Facebook alone have? So that means they have all your data and they can make decisions using your data. They know what you like with just your likes. They know what you won't like. So they won't bring to your feeds after what you won't like. So that means in future, the owners of power are actually those that can what? Gain mastery of what? Of data. That can use data to actually drive decision making. And that's why the skill is actually needed. And that's why you see that there's so much noise about it. So they need people. And now this is not where the challenge is. Yeah, that's the future we are going to. This is where we are now. There's now a skill gap of those that can maximize the data available. A lot of organizations have data available sitting on their data warehouse, but they don't actually know what to do about it. So that means they will need someone to come on board, tell them, oh, at third quarter of the year, our revenue is always increasing. At second quarter of the year, this is why this is this is why this is this. You know, you're not just making a decision based on your intuition and experience. Based on, okay, this is how we used to do it. It is now, this is what the data is saying. And data can never lie. They tell you, you finished for so university, you know that's a fact about you. So the same thing, data will tell you about fact. And that's why I won't go deep about data analytics. There are a whole lot of you about data analytics. Talk about the descriptive that look into backward. Descriptive analytics, talk about diagnostic analytics, talk about predictive and prescriptive. Those are like different aspects of analytics. So after understanding why the noise, then there's need to now talk about the myth about starting a career. Like I said, I'm not here to whet our appetite. I'm not, after this session, you won't become a data analyst. At least, but you just have an overview of the field and also to understand what it entails. Now, there's so much myth about data analytics. You know, many people feel, I actually don't have it. It's for the programmers, it's the field for those that study statistics, it's for those that study mathematics or engineering. But truth be told, it's actually a field that cross-border that anybody can vent into. So that means probably you study agriculture, you study economics, you study medicine, you can actually learn data science, you can learn data analytics. Now, you know, so during my internship in our undergraduate, I did my internship in Snowy. You know, my boss told me something. He said, you went to school to learn how to learn. So that means you being a graduate, you already know how to learn anything. Because many of us, for those that went to Federal University or State University in Nigeria, most of the things you know, you actually learned them yourself. You understand? So they tell you, you actually went to school to learn how to learn. So it means if you can graduate, trust me, you can learn anything. All you just need to do is plan your time, devote your energy to it, and that's all. So cancel the myth about having a background in computer science. You don't actually have to have a background in computer science. You don't have to have a background in mathematics. You don't have to have a background in statistics. All you just need to do is get the right resources and start learning. So if you've been thinking, how you want to start, you're like, I don't know math, I don't know this. You don't need to have any of those things at all. All you just need to have is the grit and determination to learn. And that's all. Are we good?
Yes.
Now the next myth is MSc or PhD is mandatory or required to become a data scientist or to get a job. You know, 2 weeks ago I was in a more like an hangout discussion session like this, and the guy walked up to me after my session. That he's thinking of going to go and study data science as his MSc so that I can be job ready. I was like, guy, if I'm going to be truthful to you, you actually don't. If you are going to go and do MSc just because you want to learn data science, I think that would be a right choice. You can actually learn it without even doing an MSc at all, even PhD. You understand? So that means you can learn it without having MSc and can get a job. I don't have a PhD or MSc in data science. I study engineering, a BSc. So that means you can actually learn this thing now. But one thing people don't understand is the field of the data world itself is of two types. You have those that are driven into the industry that they apply. I talk about the research. Now, but most of the jobs you see out there are actually in the applied. That all you need is just to learn it. Now, in the research area, now you are actually interested. Some people are just interested in research. You just want to understand why this algorithm is working, why this method is working better than the other. Into the research, but no, then that's when you might need to probably have a PhD or MSc. But if you are interested in just applying in the industry, trust me, all the jobs you see out there, all they require is just your skills, your project base, what you're doing. Do you understand? So you actually don't need an MSc or a PhD to actually be a data scientist or to actually get a job. If you go for any data analysis job, trust me, the question they will ask you is the project you worked on. Nobody will ask you whether you finished in first class or they don't even care if you finish in first class. All they care is what have you done? What skill do you have to offer? Tell me why I need to offer you. If somebody asks, if an interviewer asks you that question, what will you say? Tell me why I should offer you. You can only respond with confidence if you know you've got stuff to offer. Do you understand? So you think you've got the skills for any available role with just a BSc or an undergraduate. Shoot your application back up with what? Your project. So if you see any applications that are requiring MSc, PhD, trust me, if you think you are comfortable, you are okay, apply. Do you understand? And don't limit yourself. And lastly, I actually want to give you for questions, but I need a lot of questions. That's what I'm trying to. Lastly, programming or coding is a must. This is actually the part that scares a lot of people. They're like, I don't know how to code. I don't like to code. I know this is an aspect that scares a lot of people. They're like, and that's why coding is a myth. It's actually data analytics goes beyond programming. I think I wrote a post on LinkedIn some weeks ago about exploring, not to jump into data analytics. I said, don't jump into data analytics. So it's not all about programming. And that's why they are all, the data world, the data profession, actually now have family. The way you have medicine as the domain, you know, you now have different roles, isn't it?
Specialist areas.
Exactly. You have specialist area. You have someone who is just a dentist. That's all he's interested in. You have someone who is just an ophthalmologist. That's all he's interested in. You have someone who, so like that, there are a whole lot. So that means you kill yourself to want to be a jack of everything. You won't even know so much. Why not just get a space and be a lord and be a boss at that space? Where it's okay, fine, we're looking for top 3 guys that can do this stuff. Your name rings in people's head. Do you understand? And that's why you have the business analyst. Now, if you see the first 2 domains are actually domains that don't need programming. So that means if you know you are not the person that wants to dive into programming, you don't really have flair for programming, you could stay at your domain as a business analyst or as a data analyst. And all you are just doing it. But now the strength, this area actually now needs your strength, your ability to communicate, ability to your business acumen. This is where it is needed. So that means you have to understand the business well. You understand? Because you will sit most of the time, the business analyst, data analyst will communicate to the management. You talk directly to the board of directors. And those ones don't understand jargons. They don't understand your technical, oh, this is it. They understand the business term. They understand the domain they are talking about. So that means they need somebody to communicate the the technology to them in a language you understand. So all you just need at this domain is just a good communication skills. A very good communication skills. You need to be able to talk, communicate the technology to them in a very precise and concise way they can understand. So all you just need, this era, the first and the second, don't need programming. Do you understand? So now if you are now the person who have flair, probably have a technical background, and if you can dive into programming. The last four are now the core programming. So cancel the myth of thinking, oh, if I want to go into data analytics, I need to have a background, I need to be a good programmer, I need to be a good coder. You actually don't need programming to dive into. You don't have to be all of this. Why not just pick a word, pick a space, and let it grow depth into a space, and you know you are very good at this space. Do you understand? So you don't need to know how to code to start a career in data science or analytics. So now, the skills required for every data professional, general, they're actually soft skills. Aside, you have the technical skills. They actually want skill. They are actually skills that are very, very important, which you can't rule out. Is your word communication? I think it's even general. Everybody needs to be able to have a good communication skill. Trust me, you need it a lot. You know, Mr. David was talking about pitching yourself. The truth is, as you start your career, you need to sell yourself out there. People won't know what you do unless you tell them what you do. And that means you are the best person to actually sell yourself. So, as much as possible, let people know what you do. LinkedIn is now becoming a platform where you can actually explore. Trust me, you can explore LinkedIn well. I'm just meeting Mr. Adewumi today for the first time, but we've connected on LinkedIn. I reach out to him. Now, I could be very daring when I reach out to people with what I do. That you can't turn me down. So when I was looking for jobs, I would do speculative application. I just slide into DM of people I know are decision makers. I may not go for HR directly. I go for the managers in data analytics because I know they will understand what I will say. If I just talk to an HR, they will not really communicate. You just be a general discussion. So I go directly to HR, the managers of the data analytics. Every organization, they will have somebody that probably data technologies or something. So I go directly to them. I tell them what I've done, tell them how I've done them, then pitch my ideas to them. So it's very easy for them to say, okay, fine, come along and let's talk. So, and that's why communication skill, trust me, you can't rule it. Even as you start learning, as you start building your skills, I think it cut across every field. You need to be able to pitch yourself. You need to be able to sell your story. If you don't blow your whistle, as somebody will say, nobody will blow it for you. So you have to actually have that good communication skills. You could write, probably you just finished doing a simple data analysis and you could write a blog about it to talk about how you actually did it. People love to see those things because it shows you can communicate to people. So that means you can do your technical stuff and still make the board understand what you're doing. And that's communication skills. So you need to actually own your communication skills very, 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 very well. And you can also sell yourself on LinkedIn. It's very, very important. Another thing is your problem solving skills. Now I'm talking about soft skills because it goes beyond technical skills. Because you won't just say, I want to learn how to use Power BI, I want to learn how to use Excel very well. Yes, those things are good, but beyond learning those skills, it's very important to also keep, like I said, as you want the technical skills, develop the word along. So it means it's very important to develop those soft skills in the process. Your communication skills, your problem solving skills. People want to know how you arrive at it, not just, yes, the end is good, you got this, but now what's the thought process behind this? What if there's a switch? What if there's a change in circumstances? How will you still solve them? So and that's why your problem solving skills and your structured thinking is very key in this domain as in data analytics or data science. I know there will be questions, specialists. So you need it very, very important. Learn how to communicate your skill well, a good problem solving skills, and a structured thinking. Now aside that, learning data science or data analytics, these are just general soft skills. Now starting out, important skills that I did mention that you will need is one, you need consistency and discipline. Trust me, you won't become a data scientist overnight. You won't become a data analyst overnight. So it means you need to be consistent in your learning, and you need to be what? Be disciplined also in your learning. So those are just other tips. Then towards my last, so I can give room for questions. Talk about getting started, and this is where I will spend most of my time because that's the essence. So getting started, I said the journey of becoming that expert starts with what? A choice. You understand? Like I started my story, the choice of diving into data analytics or data science, there was a reason. I remember when I started, everyone was like, how you leave your first class and you dive into a different field entirely. I knew what I was looking for. I knew I needed to at least build a value system for myself, that at least I can walk up to anybody and say, okay, fine, this is what I do. This is how I do, and I will negotiate. No, I'm not doing it. There's value, and that's the way the future of work is going to be. There will be so much upskilling that needs to be done. So that means the function of the value you can offer that people will actually pay for. So define your learning path. Now what do I mean? Remember I said there are different words. Programming. Define your learning path before starting. Remember I said there are different words, different domains. So before starting out at all, don't start with a general overview. Define a learning path. So the learning path is what will actually guide your learning process. So it means before you start, you can tell yourself, okay, fine, I want to become a business, I want to become a business analyst, or I want to become a data analyst, or you want to become a full stack data scientist. So define your learning path first. So the moment you define your learning path, it's easy to, okay, fine, this is the future in view. I can do this in the space of 1 year. These are all the resources I need. So you already have a learning path in mind that this is what you want. So you don't just, that means somebody will not just convince you tomorrow or next month. So, machine learning engineers are paying well now. What do? You dive. Do you understand? And I can tell you there's something that can be very, very tricky in this field of data science. There's so much resources. Like, there's so much overload of resources. Go on Udemy alone. Go on YouTube alone. Go on Udacity or ADS. You see countless resources on data science or data analytics. So that means you have to ensure you define your work, your learning path, based on your flair, based on your interest. If you are not a technical coding person, what do? You have your domain, your data analyst, or you are a business analyst. If you want to be the tech guy, coding guy, you also have your domain space too. Then the next thing is what? I want everyone to read that house. And what? I talk about discipline and what? Is a key. Trust me, in 3 months, if you are consistent 1 hour every day, you can at least do a good data analyst job with Excel. I mean, 1 hour every day. Now imagine dedicating 2 hours every day for 3 months. What does that imply? Just think about it. So that means discipline and consistency is key. I think it's just general about learning any skill. You will say whatever you do consistently for 21 days becomes what? An habit. So that means the same thing comes to learning a skill. You just have to be consistent with it. Now when I mean consistent, you could do maybe 5 hours today and the next time you pick it again, maybe on Sunday, another 5 hours. That will not be effective. Then imagine you're just doing your 30 minutes every day for 1 week and you're consistent at it. It will be more effective than just doing 5 hours in 1 day for the whole week. Do you understand? Because you are refreshed, you keep at it. The 5 hours you just do for a day, the next time you come back to it in 1 week, you have to struggle with it to go back again and start. But if you are doing 30 minutes, that's what your time schedule can give you. If you are doing 30 minutes every day, at least at that pace in 2 months, there won't be any interruption. So all you are just doing is you are flowing. So and that's why it's very key. You have to be disciplined and consistent every day. It's an everyday thing. Very easy to learn. Give it time, give it your energy, give it all it takes. In a space of 3 to 4 months, at least, I trained a guy last November, and this is January. He's doing pretty awesome. I saw one of his visuals he did in Power, I'm like, wow, guy. He started November, and that shows it's a function of time, consistency. So if you give it time, you are consistent at it, it's just a matter of time. If you do that for 6 months, I use a whole year to learn it. At least 2 hours to 3 hours every day for a whole year. So that means, you know what that implies? And then get the whole full year. It will come with, and as I said, you have to be disciplined. It will come with a lot of tussle. It won't be easy. There are days you won't have data. At least taking online course will come with data. You understand? You just have to find a way around it. So it won't be easy, but you just have to keep learning. And you should do what? Get a what? A mentor or what? A guide. It actually ease the stress for you. So that means the courses you'll be doing will now be based on recommendation. Now you don't jump on YouTube to go and take any course. There's a mentor or the guy that will tell you, take this course. When you are done, come back. After you are done with this one, okay, take the next one. It helps to make your journey very fast compared to you going all out there to go and look for resources yourself. Trust me, it's very, very easy. That all you're just doing is somebody just telling you, go and take it, just go there, take it. Then you now swimming to know the courses that are good. Yes. It can be so daunting. So get a mentor, someone that can actually guide you and make recommendations on courses to take. So it will help. It's okay, fine. I'll take this course before based on my review. I think don't worry about it, it's not a good course. Take this one is okay. You understand? Then lastly, don't forget it's what? Not a word. So that means give it time. In 6 months, you might not get the value in 1 month. You might not get the job application in 2 months. You might not get it in 3 months. But if you give it time, you get to a point where your skills now speak for you. So just that I said, give it time. So don't jump into it. Go. Everybody's Harvard Business Review said the sexiest job in 21st century is data science. The data science is the sexiest job in 21st century, as I say. Yes, don't just jump into it and just say, if I do it for 2 months, I will get a job. Now, if you jump to that without motivation, if after 2 months you don't get a job, what will happen? Exactly. You understand? So that implies that you feel like this is not paying you. Let me jump into another skill that is raining. Do you understand? But if you already have it at the back of your mind that it's not it's a marathon, meaning to take endurance before you start getting the feedback. So you give it that time base before you start getting the feedback. I remember when I started, the first 6 months, I was sending an application, I was getting regret mail, it was normal. Regret mail was coming, regret mail was normal. Early, mid last year, so I was talking to a friend, I was like, life is just a process, a journey. Now, I've sent out application, I got regret mail. Now, it's not funny now, they now reach out to me. I'm not the one that will not tell them I'm not available. So that means I paid my due of the time of learning. So I'm getting the feedback. When I was learning, yes, I was getting the feedback of regret mail, and it was painful, normal. You know how you get frustrated and tired, and you almost want to give up. But now I saw the view, I saw the future. No, I know this thing is worth it. I keep learning, keep learning, keep learning, keep learning. I know it's a marathon. I know I may not get that feedback in 6 months. I may not get that feedback in 1 year. But the moment you get to that apex, trust me, you are there. And all this, they are hunting for you because you got this. Remember I said when I started, the future of work is the future driven by data. Business have data available. So they need somebody to bridge the gap of doing what? Making sense out of the data they have towards disrupting their business to drive more decision making. And that's why as time goes on, they will need someone. It may not be now. And truth be told, a report that was released last year by KPMG, I think probably you should read it. Nigeria capability of data analytics. How ready is Nigeria? How ready? It said in the next 3 years, there's going to be a surge of need for data analytics because it's where 70 to 80% of organizations actually don't have structured data analyst team. When I mean structured, they don't have a structured data analyst. Only very few do. So that means there will be a time where they will see, okay, I think we need this. Because nobody wants to go outdated. So in order to fight that innovation, they will need people. And that time when they need people, you're already available to grab those opportunities. So learn, give it time, stay disciplined, and continue to learn. Thank you very much. So, question?
DI, is it, does it require coding? I know it's something that has to do with data analysis. Does it require coding or not?
Okay, so business intelligence actually for business intelligence. So you actually don't need coding. All you just need to do is understand the business. business intelligence. So obviously, you need to have a good knowledge of the business and a good grasp of what data can do with the business. So all you need to do is you have to learn a good visualization tool to be able to see trends in data. Power BI, Tableau is there, so you don't actually need to learn how to code.
Sorry.
Okay.
Okay, can I?
Okay.
What do you do in this kind of field? There's something I'm very aware of in this field because I'm a Java developer.
Okay.
So computer science programmer. So in this very field and what I do, one of the problems we have is things are happening very fast. This field is regarded as the fastest growing field in the world. You are learning something now. You are pushing a job application to get a job. Even the job, internship, we define internship. Only to discover that there is a new version. These companies pioneering some of these tools, every 2 months they will come up with new releases. So the same information overload you ask us not to worry about. In fact, you get it every day. So how do we keep up with it? And you need to be the best to get that job. How do we do it?
Yeah, that's a very, very good question. Yeah, and that's why it's a field that can be relegated because it's really, really, really increasing. There's so much information, there's so much transformation. Google released TensorFlow today, tomorrow there's a new framework. I've not even learned this one, another one has been released. And that's why I said, first, the information overload comes when you are starting out. Get the basics well, get the fundamentals well. The moment you build your foundation well, trust me, learning most of all this stuff that get really just a matter of probably in a week you can learn a new tool if you've been doing it. So that means, imagine if let me just dive a bit into technical. I'm a Python developer, I've learned Python. Trust me, if I want to learn JavaScript, all I just need is just the syntax because I've known the data structures and everything. All I just need is transfer the syntax. Let me use something everybody can relate to. We all know how to speak English. But if you want to learn a new language, all you just need to do is you are transferring what is how are you in Yoruba in English. You want to learn what is how are you in Yoruba. So that means if you know the syntax, you can communicate well. Isn't it? You don't need to start learning collocation of how 2 words join again. You already know that one with the language. All you are just learning the new language is what? The syntax. So the same thing comes to all those programming. So what you do is, first, when you are just starting out, that's where you should be wary of information overload. Don't just jump here and there. Build the structure first. So the moment you build that structure very, very firm, then you can now move. Now, the next thing you now want to talk about is, there might now be a case where, probably in a particular field, you have 3 frameworks, 3 tools that you can use to do it. And some organization will tell you they want you to be able to use the 3. Now, as much as possible, what I preach is, learn, if I have 3 tools, and I know if I learn one, I can do the same thing. Learn one and know it well. It's just like learning Python and R. If you know Python, learn it well. You do the same thing R will do. Do you understand? So don't just learn this app because recruiters are saying you must know R, you know Python. You now learn Python half, you learn R half. You are not a master of any. So why not learn one well and tell them there's nothing you can do with this? Then people are starting to, if the time comes, you can only dive into R. So as much as possible, get the structure well, the foundation well. Then learning other tools, if they are ready tools where you have flair for, learn it well and leave the rest. You can't learn everything, that's just the truth. Does that answer your question?
My question actually is sort of related to digital marketing. I don't know whether it's related to like the data analysis aspect of digital marketing. I just needed to like...
Yeah, there's an aspect called marketing analytics. I actually did a little, though I didn't dive into it. There's actually an aspect of marketing analytics. Now that's why I start talking about a customer time value, click per rate, all those things that you're talking about that you do. Those are actually, you are actually doing analytics of all those things. That okay, fine, you have an idea of that. What's the publicity that this person will actually click this feed? You understand? You want to know if you put out an advert out there, you can actually have an idea of if the number of people that will actually click on those feeds. You understand? So there's and if you take a Coursera course, there's actually a specialization course on Coursera on data marketing. There's an aspect of it that's actually dedicated toward data analytics. So that should tell you your knowledge, you may not do the necessary coding of it, but your knowledge of data analytics will help your digital marketing well. So when you're talking about search engine optimization, how do you put all those words that you know people want to see, that if they search, your advert will pop out first? It's actually an idea built on data analytics, but you know you find if you search a word on Google, how do you observe that there's some queries, some answers will always pop up at the first two? It's just playing on data analytics. So there's actually a measure. Though you might not go into the area of writing the script, doing the coding, but you need the knowledge as it were. There might be an inter relationship between them.
What's the basic way to start up with data analysis? Like for example now, what is the most basic thing you need to know to kickstart a career in data analysis?
Okay, so the first thing is start with Excel. Many will make that mistake of jumping into complex tools where the fundamental has not been unearthed. So I keep mentioning the fundamentals. It's very, very key. Yes, a lot of organizations are talking about Python, learn R, machine learning, deep learning. I can tell you a good number of these organizations actually still have their data on spreadsheet. When I mean spreadsheet, I mean Excel workbook. You understand? So that means you still do a good number of things with Excel. So what will you do if all you know is just the technical stuff and just the basic thing with Excel you don't know? There are sometimes, yes, I write Python script, I write a lot of script, but there's something I want to do. I don't even need to write Python. All I just need to do is do it with Excel. If I'm having just 50 records, I want to quickly check something. Why import it to Python and sound write the Python script? When I know I can quickly do my VLOOKUP and get what I'm looking for. Do you understand? So at the scratch, understand Excel. And Excel is actually a good BI tool. When I mean a good BI tool, talk about your Power Query, your Power Pivot, your DAX. You can actually write good DAX on Excel. And you can do a good analysis. A lot of people actually don't know Excel. They thought they knew. But a good number of people don't know Excel. They know the traditional Excel of your sum, if, divide, VBA, the rest of VBA. But I can tell you, Power Query in Excel, Power Pivot, DAX, they do your real analysis. What VBA macros will do for you, Power Query will do it even double, even without any writing script. If you are doing macros, you are writing VBA codes on the ground. But with your Power Query, you are not writing any query, just your click, 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 and you're doing your job. Still on Excel. So that means for a start, at the gain good grasp of Excel before you say you want to climb the ladder. So as you learn Excel, then you can move forward and say, fine. Depending on your play, remember I talked about a learning path, isn't it? Remember I talked about learning path. So let's say my interest is to be a data analyst. I'm not really driven towards programming. You learn your Excel well. The next thing is, okay, after you learn your Excel, you need a good visualization tool. Remember I talked about communication, to be able to tell a story. The board does not understand all the jargons you've done underground. You want to be able to see those visuals and you can relate with it. You learn a good visualization tool. Power BI can do the job for your Tableau. Anyone you feel you are comfortable to learn Power BI or learn Tableau. So the moment you learn that one, a good knowledge of Excel, a good knowledge of Power BI or Tableau, trust me, you are good at the data analysis or at the business analysis. With your domain knowledge. When I mean domain knowledge, the business knowledge. Because you can't analyze anything when you don't understand the business you want to work with. Do you understand? But if I'm targeting more into the coding aspect, my interest is more into how to be a data scientist, how to become an AI, a full stack data scientist. Now you may not necessarily go the route of Excel. Since you already have your learning path defined, there's no point in going the route of Excel. All you just need to do is start with your Python, the program, because you already have a vision. And that's what I think is the learning path that will help you stay focused. So the moment you already know this is my domain, I think I would love the technical part. I need to get my hands dirty with writing scripts. Start with Python immediately, or before you even start with Python, you can start with the necessary basic knowledge, like doing the mathematics for data science, doing the statistics that is needed. Then when I'm done with all those, you can now dive into learning Python. When you learn Python, you go into machine learning, go into deep learning, and like that. So it's just your learning path that will define what you started for. If you are starting as a business analyst or data analyst, Excel is.
Like data analyst.
I still need to use SPS or just look at my experience?
Okay, well, SPSS used to be a good tool, but the truth is, it's part of the transformation, innovation. New technologies are coming out. And as new technologies are coming out, they are relegating the old things. You understand? Yes, people still use SPSS, but I can tell you, if you do a Google search of the tool that we use now in the world, SPSS will not even top the list. You understand? So don't waste your time learning a tool that is not relevant. So why not learn a tool that is at a sport, that is sought after? You understand? So SPSS is good, and if you know it, you can add it to your portfolio. If you know it, good, you can add it to your portfolio. But if you don't know it, now to go and learn SPSS, I think that would just be more like a waste of time. Why not just learn the tools that are available, that people need, that recruiters are asking for? Yeah, exactly. Any other question?
What are the sources?
Okay, so the sources of data you analyze actually cut across board, in the sense that if you are trying to analyze the financial data now, you can relate with financial data of a bank. Just their customers, how much they transact, how often they transact, how often they withdraw, all those things. Those are data that are available. You understand? So sources of data is just a function of the domain you want to actually solve the problem. And that's why most times in any data science pipeline problem solving, the first thing that comes first is the business case. You don't say you want to solve anything, you want to analyze anything. So the first thing is, what is the problem? What business problem, business challenge do you want to solve? If the problem is, okay, fine, we want to determine which source of advertising revenue channel is actually generating more revenue for us. Probably the company has, maybe they use Facebook, they use Instagram, they use other, maybe LinkedIn. So they now want to know which channel generates more revenue for them. You know, that's already a business case. So your source of data will now be driven using that business case. Do you understand? Any other question? Thank you very much.
Oh, but then he wrote one article, and I'm like, okay, wow, like this is great. So I went back to his page, and I really took my time to study. So that's why you need to have a LinkedIn profile that really makes sense. Do you understand? I don't mean, okay, go to your profile and start putting things that are not. You know, just your CV, use your CV to tidy up the profile. Have a good picture as well. He has a very good picture on LinkedIn. I think everybody that came today has a very good picture on LinkedIn. Don't have to spend too much money taking a picture. Dress smart. Use your smartphone. Against a clear background, black or white, whatever color. Don't take one in the tree or in the park. You are not in that now. So do one that is really nice. Background, maybe in your room and all of that. Then there's this tool called remove.bg. It's basically for you to change the background of your picture. So if you have a professional picture that maybe it's with, the background is not nice, but it's professional, go to remove.bg. You will change the background of the picture to any color. To any color. Do you understand? Then you can use Canva as well to design. So, you know, you just be creative. Okay? I think it's very important for us to do that. For us to be able to get the kind of results that we want. Because all talk and no work doesn't really give much results. Okay? So thank you very much. I saw that a lot of people have come in and you were not here yesterday. So please make sure you register your name, because are we allowed to share the slides with them? Okay, you edit. Okay, so he's giving us the slide. I think he deserves a thank you for that.
Thank you very much.
So you can go through everything as well. Unfortunately, there are some slides I cannot send to you because of intellectual property. So I can't send the digital marketing slides because it's intellectual property. But then you can connect with him on LinkedIn and get more information about if you need a guide, you need a mentor, you need links and all of that. And you need him to mentor you, to coach you on how to get started, because he has gotten a lot of information in a short time and space. So you don't want to spend your time watching YouTube videos overnight, sleep by 1 a.m., wake by 6 a.m., and you are not getting any results. Get someone to show you through. Same for him as well. Please, time is money. Okay? So I just want to open up. Do you have any questions for me? Or any comments? So I want us to, right now, as we're here right now, go to this link here and fill in our feedback. It's only the people that fill in the feedback that I will send the slides to, okay? Because we need to know that the time we spent here is valuable to us. So go to this weekly link and fill in the feedback now. So once you fill the feedback, you put your name and your email address and then fill the questions. So I get your email, so I send you the slides today. Hopefully before Saturday, she gets it. Okay? So let's fill the feedback, and then the next slide is basically our contact information. So if you want to have your CV revamped, I have a team that does that. You want to have your LinkedIn made over as well, I have a team that does that. You want to prepare for your interviews, you have maybe phobia for interviews, you're always fearful, I can coach you physically or over a phone call. So, because the most important thing is that when you've gotten the interview, you've gone to the interview, you now get there, you're now shaking, like you're sweating, like your fingers are sticky, and you're not able to project yourself, but they are not looking at you, this is your CV, guy. CV is looking sharp, but what's going on with you here? You are not a replication of your CV. You're not able to sell yourself. You are afraid. Maybe they put you in front of a 3-person panel. They put you in front of a 2, or it's just one person. Maybe you are looking at the person. The person is not. The guy is not smiling. The guy is not there to smile. You smile, relax. Make sure that you are settled. If you need a glass of water, ask for a glass of water. Make sure that you are at your best. And especially interview calls and sessions as well. When they send you an interview session, okay, come to the office at this day. If you cannot make it, let them know you can't make it and suggest a time that is convenient for you. It's not a do or die affair, right? It has to be convenient for you, because I see a lot of emails and I see a lot of people putting posts that, okay, so imagine today now someone sends you a mail, come for interview tomorrow morning by 8 a.m. Did they just remember that they're interviewing someone? No. So it's short time for you. How many hours do you need to read? You need to read about the company. You need to prepare your questions for the company, right? You need to prepare yourself as well. You need to get dressed. If you are a girl, you need to make your hair, right? You need to look sharp. You need to polish your shoe, right? You need to read about the company. You need to read about the industry. You need to watch videos on YouTube as well. You need to prepare yourself mentally. And also, you need to have money to go for the interview. So if you are not able to make it by 8 a.m., don't send a message. Okay, I'm unavailable for 8 a.m. tomorrow. Are we able to reschedule for Thursday, 9 a.m. or Friday? So give options, right? You really want to be there, but right now, because of ABC, not too personal, maybe because you have to go to work or you need to take permission from your organization. And always reply to interview invites. So the last time I invited 10 people for an interview, only one showed up. 2 replied 2 days after. Because you don't execute, then there's no difference between you and someone that wasn't here today. Am I correct? Yeah. So the difference between someone that is here today and the person that is not here today is what? Action. Thank you. And execution. I would say massive action. Massive action. So not just opening your LinkedIn profile and liking a post, but revamping it. Asking yourself, if a recruiter saw this profile, would they really come before a job? Engaging with other people's profile as well in your industry. As he said a tip that I will really take from him, that not only HR and recruiters, top managers in that industry. So for someone that is baking cake, it's going to be hospitality, right? People that are in charge of the cake, all this celebration, HR, hospitality, admin. For accounts, it can be head of accounts, right? It can be maybe account manager, right? So not necessarily, because sometimes these roles, then they need to be filled. But maybe because the HR companies or the HR people might take longer. They don't mind if they say, okay, I have someone that can do the job, and they tell HR does their whole recruitment and selection. But then when they refer you, you have a higher chance of getting being selected. But then you need to put yourself out there. I wrote a book a few months ago and started from an idea. Everything I do starts from an idea. This workshop started from an idea. But then it had to be executed, right? Because if I didn't put the banner out, if I didn't come here, if we did not set up this, it would still be an idea. It would just be an idea on a paper as a goal. So whatever goals you have, career, life, you need to take action. Okay? I'll take your questions now. Apart from Coach Bemi, which we went to the same school together, went to the same coaching, Coaching Academy together. Every one of them I found on LinkedIn for the 2 days. And I think 2 of them are meeting face to face for the first time in my life. So it's up to you what you want to achieve in 2020. All you need to do is have a goal, put a plan in place, and take action. Okay? So those are the most important things I wanted to show you. I'm not coming to move. This is separate. I told you, don't come to move. Thank you. I've already moved that car twice already. So the next thing basically is for you to look at your network. Who are the people in your network that you want to connect with? So I think these are basically connections. You can just do connect, but then you're not being targeted. Who are these people? Can they help you? Can you help them? What kind of value can you provide for them? Right? So you need to make sure that you are targeted to them as well. That's why I said when you come here and you search for people. If you come to people, when you come to people and you say, okay, who do I want to connect with? Second connection, where are they located? What company are they working in? EY, Microsoft, Google, for tech people. And then we now apply and research. Then when you want to connect, make sure that the message you're sending to them makes sense, that it will accept, they want to accept you, not just the regular one. So you're building your profile up and down. And don't only connect to big shots, high top people and all of that. Connect to people at your same level and even lower, because you can mentor them, you can coach them. Be willing to also give back. Okay, don't be too old. It's only MDs and CEOs that want to connect with. Just make sure that it's like mutually, beneficial to you, not only you and other people as well. So that way everybody is learning. Okay? I think it's very important for us to do that. Then the next thing, Mercy, how many minutes? The next thing is Mercy, how many minutes? Okay. Just checking, you don't need to write it down for me. You don't need to write it down. Next is for you to create articles on LinkedIn. I remember I said that I met him on LinkedIn, but then I've been reading, I saw one of his articles that he wrote. Okay, 6 minutes. I saw one of his articles that he wrote. So if you have a blog, you have a website, make sure that you're able to create articles. Share what you want to share. For you to share your posts, like your updates here, or write an article. LinkedIn actually has a online publishing site for you to publish your information. Put your articles, put your information on it. Don't just say, okay, oh, I don't have a blog, I can't host a blog. Don't limit yourself. You put the headline, put the title, and then you click on publish. And when you publish it, everybody that sees it, they are able to connect with it, they are able to share their ideas and all. So don't make it seem as if it's just, it's just only when you have a blog and you have a website you can share. And LinkedIn is actually a very powerful way for you to connect with people. And then one thing I say, a lot of people check your profile out, but then you don't go back to check. Don't just say, oh, people are liking my profile, they're liking my post. Check what they're checking as well. When they check your profile out, send them a message. Okay? Send them a message. That's how I was able to get a job in EY. The manager of EY checked my profile out. I think it was 2016, I was on holiday. And I just I added the LinkedIn sent me a notification. This particular person, I checked your profile 5 times. My mind is like, what is he looking for? Okay, how would I know? I have to ask. So I asked him, dear sir, thank you for checking my profile. I saw that you checked my profile several times. Is there anything I can help you with professionally? Question mark. He now replied, oh, I apologize for, I was checking, I saw your skill set, I saw that you can do the job, this is the role, are you open for opportunities here? I'm like, okay, fine, now I'm on holiday, when I get back, I will let him know. So imagine if I did not take action, I'm just like, maybe my profile is nice. That's when they're checking it. So a lot of recruiters check your profile several times. Because you maybe you don't know, you're not prepared, you don't even really give them audience, you don't, because the majority of them will check, it's okay, good. They'll go and check another person, they might have forgotten you. Do you understand? They might have forgotten you. So make sure you do that. Send messages. Another thing I would say, you can send messages to people. There's a script I use where I send messages to them, but then I don't ask for anything. I'll just say, okay, I'm looking to collaborate with you, I'm looking to partner with you, these are my skill sets and all of that. So don't even make it look as if, oh, I'm looking to get a job. Do you understand? If someone that you know personally, yes, then you can send their CV to them. So request, is it okay if I send my CV? Is it okay if I send my CV, or can you provide an email address for me to forward my CV to? But don't just send all of this unsolicitedly. Do you understand? Because a lot of people do that, and it's just like you're shooting your CV everywhere, anyone that works. Do you understand? If you have a gun, you're just shooting them. You don't have a target. If you have a target, you shoot. You know where you're going. You miss it, at least you knew where you're going. You know what didn't work. Do you understand? So don't just be shooting your CV everywhere. Shoot. They send you a job description. They give you a job description. Make sure that you read the job description. You understand it. And send a cover letter. Always send a cover letter. It differentiates you from every other person that is applying. Some people don't send cover letters. They will just send CVs and just say, see my CV attached, or no subject. Do you understand? They don't put a subject. They don't say application for internship. And then they attach the CV. Maybe they attach the CV using Google Drive. And then you can't even access the CV. So I need to be reporting for you to give me the privilege to. Nobody has time for that. So you need to attach it in Microsoft Word or PDF. Put a cover letter. Hi, my name is this. I found out about this job on LinkedIn. I'm looking to apply. I'm really enthusiastic about this and all of that. Thank you very much. See my CV attached. See my cover letter attached. But don't copy the whole cover letter and put it in the body of the notes. You understand? It might be too much for them to read. Just 2 lines. See my CV attached. See my cover letter attached. And update your CV. Don't let it be the job that you did like 3 months ago. So when you're now telling you, answer this question, you're now telling them about a job you did 3 months, you are doing now, but then it's not on your CV. I say, okay, but this job is not really okay. No. So when I applied for this job, they just told me to send my CV. So I just sent it. And I'm just like, when you go home now, update the CV and then send it back to me. So send your most updated CV. Send the best version. Don't be in a rush. It might be that opportunity. Don't be in a rush. And connect with people offline. There are over like 20 people here. Before you go home, connect with people. Know what they do. Share ideas. Difference of you coming here for the training. Not only the knowledge, but the people you meet. The people you meet, connect with them. Connect with them on LinkedIn as well. Connect with them on LinkedIn. Get their LinkedIn and connect with them on LinkedIn. When you have other seminars, you can get to hear about it. It's not every time that every seminar is like publicized. For this seminar, I did not even send it to my email. I have like 1,000 people on my email list. I only put it on LinkedIn and Instagram. And then people just put it on their WhatsApp groups. I did not put it on my email list because I'm like, I want to live 50. Right? Even less than 50 people. So I'm like, if I put on my list, a lot of people say they want to come, they are coming, they website, they will apply. So I didn't even do that. I didn't project it or I didn't promote it like that. So please, let's make sure that we use everything that we learned today. So is there anything else? I think we should have like 3 minutes. Mercy, you're doing a really good job. Keeping the time. How many more minutes do I have? Don't write it down, just tell me. 0. Thank you very much. The best timekeeper. So I guess you don't have anything, but if you have anything quickly. Yeah, quickly.
That's why it's time now. I applied for a job.
Yeah.
Call me for the interview and the rest. Maybe if I went already sometimes I see.
Yeah.
But I did not put in what I'm doing. And I didn't write what I was doing correctly.
It's not updated.
Exactly.
Okay.
So whenever I was, first time I was not called.
And you go with your updated copy of the CV. Print out your CV. And always have your printed copy of your CV. It's ready. 2 to 3. It's not when you get the interview invite, you now go and be looking for, or when you get to the venue of the interview, you now go and be looking for cyber pamphlets to print this. That's medicine after death. Go with your copy of your CV. Yes.
Okay.
Go with a copy of your CV.
We're talking
2
about
copies.
recommendation, like
Yes.
getting people, especially from where you work.
Yeah.
What about if you don't get recommendation maybe from your past?
Okay. Your colleagues,
Yeah.
your people that you went to school with
Okay.
can also recommend you. You worked on projects, right?
Yeah.
So they can recommend you on those projects. Your professor, your project supervisor can recommend you. Your mentor can recommend you. So you can get recommendation, but don't get recommendation from people that have not worked with you. Don't get recommendation from family members and all of that. When they find out, it will be a bit shady. Because your uncle does not have the same name, you now put him as reference and all of that. Your former colleague, your classmates.